Yo, 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 yo. Welcome back to another episode of the 8 Morning 92 podcast where we always keep it 100. You heard none of them sound effects, did you?
Nah. Hey, y'all niggas I was gonna keep it street.
Oh, then how you coming, Glock?
Pause.
Okay.
It's the 8 Morning 92 podcast. You know how we do. We always keep it 100.
Yeah.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the 8 Morning 92 podcast where we always keep it 100. I'm your host, Harrison.
Big Mitch, what's good?
Big freaky ass Mitch. You got Banks in the background, and we don't know how it's still some playboys. Big freaky ass nigga, where you been at? They heard you was at a freak off. You know, Diddy. I ain't gonna lie to you. When he started to get up on Diddy, you were gone, but I'm glad to see that you back out. Moderated him. The freaky files, the freaky friends can live again. But welcome back, Mitch. How are you, King?
I'm cool, man. I want to give a shout out to my little brother. Just recently got engaged. So congratulations to him and my future sister-in-law, Zaria, man.
You got the claps queued up, James?
Yeah, my fault. Congratulations to your brother. Congratulations to everybody. Congratulations for Kendall being a staple and being around his siblings for all their life. We appreciate that. But we are back with another episode of the 8192 podcast. We always gonna keep it 100. So y'all know what that means. We're gonna get y'all 8192 content, 8192 opinions. We're just gonna keep it 8192. So we're gonna give 100% of the information that we feel coming from our dome, Paul, and we're gonna make sure that we give y'all some authenticity. So let's go ahead and wrap. Shout out to that boy Drizzy. That's the real applause. Number one, no radio play for his. Hopefully, this might be the Michael Jackson time for What Did I Miss? He missed your hating ass Banks for out here talking all that bullshit, talking about it was just regular. You know what it is? That song has been on repeat. So we're gonna shout out to him. Shout out to him from a successful 3-day wireless London tour over there. He said some bullshit, but before we go there and we bring up the kid Aubrey, we're gonna go to some other stuff that came down. Pussy T and Minor dropped the Clips album. We want to make sure that we get a review. I wasn't going to listen to it, but Kendall, Banks, how do y'all feel about this Clips album that came out between the two slow twins?
You see how that nigga got your head going, man? Like that. What's wrong with you? First of all, what did I miss? It was regular. The beats.
That's what you should ask when you came on the show. What did I miss?
The beat. And the beat switch at the very end was hard, and it was your typical Drake song as of late. He could have addressed a lot more. He should have addressed a lot more, but at the same time, it's pointless at this point. And we're gonna get into that bullshit he said later. But Pusha T and Malice, the Clips, made a grand return. With the new album, Let God Sort Them Out. They addressed a lot on this album. They addressed a lot of people on this album. I think it was just a masterful rollout, masterful execution. Pharrell, without Chad, seems like everybody was worried about the Neptunes breaking up and how he would do without Chad and how he's been doing without Chad, but if you listen to this Clips album, he's back exactly where he needs to be as far as being a producer, being a beat maker, being a curator, and just like laying his vocals down a little bit on the album too. I have no bad reviews about this album whatsoever. Outside of So Be It, I'm not sure if it was like a clearance issue or anything like that, but I didn't like how they switched up So Be It and kind of sped it up from what they released during the rollout. They didn't change anything as far as the verses or anything like that. But from start to finish, man, this album was just great. They started out with a song that's called Birds Don't Sing. And it's a love letter to their parents who both passed 4 months apart. Push's verse covered his last conversation with his mom. Malice's verse covered his last conversation with their pops. And it's a tearjerker. So like if losing your parents triggers you, you probably don't want to listen to that, but it's a beautiful song. My highlight of the album is every verse that Mel has laid down, plus Tyler the Creator's verse on POV. If anybody knows Tyler the Creator, they should know that he's like a real Clips fan, and he showed his ass on that verse on POV. And then Mel has cleaned him up. I don't know, Banks. What did you get through? How much of it did you get through?
Yeah, so my take from what I got through so far is that I know it's about to be something crazy. I got through the first song when they were talking about their parents. And so I was like, okay, I know what type of time we're on with this album. They got some great features on there. I haven't, again, given it a complete listen, but I think one thing that needs to be highlighted is the fact that they, and other older acts seem to be doing this, is a proper rollout. I really appreciate the fact that they went through all of the proper media sources. You know, they go to Joe Budden, they go to the Breakfast Club, they go to these like random white publications, and I mean they're building excitement and anticipation for their product. And I feel like that's something that's really been lost for a while, and it seems like only the older artists know how to do this. Now, obviously, there are some artists that transcend the having to do this, like a Drake or even a Travis. We got the names out there, but I like the fact that they're like, you know what, we poured a lot into this project, we spent a lot of time, so on and so forth. Let's do this right. Let's have a rollout. Let's have a single.
Right.
Let's go to all the places we're supposed to. Let's create some real organic buzz around this thing. I felt like Tyler the Creator did that on his last project. I felt like that's why it was really well received. He took a lot of time in crafting everything that he had going on. That's just something I feel like is a lost art that artists need to bring back, no matter the caliber. Just bring back shopping your stuff around. Like let us hear why the album is called what it is. Why are the songs named what they're named? You know, why certain features are on there? What did you mean? Charlamagne does a really good job when he asks him about lyrics. You know, what did you mean here? So on and so forth. So my spiel is let's bring back proper rollouts of artists. It builds anticipation. It creates for an overall better experience, in my opinion, when listening to the album. And I just think we got away from that. And a lot of the younger artists are suffering.
I want to ask both of y'all because, I mean, we saw 2 albums come out this week compared to the clips. We saw Justin Bieber's album come out, and we saw Jack Boys get released by Travis Scott, Cactus Jack. And you see the comparison between the two. Even with the proper rollout, I feel like we're at this stage now because of, virality, and because you can see people all the time. Your fans are your fans. So Cactus Jack is still going to sell what Cactus Jack is, and Justin Bieber, and they didn't do any traditional rollouts. So I wanted to ask both of y'all, with that being said, if Justin Bieber's album and the Cactus Jack album outsell the Clips album, is a rollout really even necessary for this day and age?
Well, I do believe that those are 2 incredibly large entities. Like Travis is his own thing, and we don't even gotta talk about Justin Bieber. I think that's an unfair comparison to the Clips. I think Clips, they have expressed longevity. They've been around since we were in the 7th or 8th grade. And they've been
had the same braids.
They bred consistency. So I mean, they are definitely legendary in their own right. But when we talk about just the magnitude of Justin Bieber, I think that carries him really more than the work. I listened to Swag, and I was expecting Black Justin, and I really didn't get a whole lot of him. I like the Drewski. Right.
Bieber.
I like that's blood. That's blood, Justin.
You never know. You never know when white people come over to the black side. They go all in.
But yeah, I like the Drewski interpolate or what are they, skits?
Interlude.
Those are the interludes basically. Like those were funny. But like the music, I just hate the fact that he wasted that really nice. People, this is a hot take. This is a Keep It 100 hot take. I really am not. When are we gonna have a conversation about? When are we gonna have the conversation about Sexy Red? I feel like
Which conversation are you?
I feel like she is the most overrated artist. I don't think she adds anything to any song she's ever on. I feel like she not destroys in a good way. I feel like she ruins really good beats and melodies and flow. I mean, with her song with Snoop Dogg, that song she did with Drake, the song with Justin Bieber.
Wait.
That's my hot take.
Wait, the one with Drake, I got to give you some pushback on. That was actually kind of raw.
That shit was fire.
That shit was actually kind of raw because I like it. I like it because of how Drake went back at Metro on that with the BBL Drizzy line. But with that all being said, I don't want to digress too much. Do you think Sexy Red is an industry plant?
That's such an easy buzzword. Is she? I don't think she's an industry plant. I think she's being authentic. I think a plant would suggest like. Do I think no? I think she's being her authentic self. There's nothing like, fake about how she does anything. And I feel like her relationships are even authentic with the people that she is on songs with. So I think they want her on songs. And I think that goes a long way. It's not like they just put her with people and it just don't work. I just don't know what everybody, that's why it's a hot take for me. I don't know what everybody's fascination is to put her on some of the best stuff. So that was my point, right? You talked about I don't know.
You can say it. Just say you think she trash.
That part, I don't understand why she was on the shop.
I feel like you said
I don't understand why LeBron James and them was interviewing her. Like, I just don't. I don't get it, bro. And that's I like the fact that she's obviously a black woman and she's making waves and doing all these things. But I gotta call the artistry. Like, I don't understand her at all. Like, I don't like.
I feel like with her, she does what she's supposed to do. Like you said, she's authentic to herself. I saw her at Broccoli City last year, and I'll say my take on that. She's not for everybody, but I can see why people fuck with her. As far as the Justin Bieber and the Jack Boys release, I'm gonna be straight up and down. Justin Bieber, Justin Bieber is a Def Jam artist. Clips just bought themselves out of Def Jam because of the Kendrick verse, and then Pusha just dissed Travis Scott. I feel like both of these entities were just trying to step on the Clips release. Does that matter to Clips? Being who they are, being true to themselves and everything like that. No, I don't think they give a damn about their release being stepped on, because at the end of the day, these are two cats that I would say they would be like the Dave Chappelle of the rap game, and how Dave Chappelle walked away from 50 million because of something that he didn't believe in. Anything that Malice or Pusha T don't believe in, they're not going to be a part of. And they're loyal to each other and loyal to who's loyal to them. So like Pusha, when he was with Ye for as long as he was, Ye was doing some questionable and controversial shit, but Pusha stood beside him because that was his man. You know what I'm saying? And in one of their interviews, I think it was their Ebro interview, they got asked, Malice, I think Ebro asked Malice about his process of like doing the gospel album with Ye. It might have been Joe Budden. But either way, they asked Malice about the process of recording with Ye, and Ye wanted to send Pusha home. And Malice was like, hey, I'm going to tell my brother you said this, and you could talk to him about that. You know what I'm saying? But all in all, I feel like Def Jam tried to step on the release with the Justin Bieber release. But
here's the thing, and I don't want to cut it.
What's up?
Is this not pivotal for traditional rollouts? Because GNX didn't get a rollout. Fuck him. This didn't get a rollout. There are no rollouts. The last rollout you seen was for what did I miss? Thank you, Aubrey. What did I miss? And so for that, I feel like for them to go, I'm talking about they went on Joe Budden. It seemed like a matter of days. They went on the Breakfast Club. They went on Joe Budden. They went on everywhere.
They went to everywhere that their fans.
I don't think it was Angie Martinez, but what I'm saying is are we not taking how music is traditionally consumed and traditionally bought? Is that a reason why we don't have such good products out there, because we're letting the rollouts die? So is this a pivotal moment for the Clips? Fuck how I feel about them. I'm into hip hop music. So is this something pivotal? If they don't sell, will you see the end of rollouts? Do y'all both feel like that's my?
I don't think so. I don't think you'll see the end of it you started to see the end of it when A&R, the A&R position at labels died down, and people don't have street teams anymore and everything like that. So you already started to see the death of a rollout. But I think they just wanted to keep it traditional to how they started in the game. And they're recording with who they came in the game with. They're rapping with who they came in the game with. Ab Live is on the album. Ab Live from Major Figures with Gilly. Live has been on every solo Pusha T project since Mel stepped away from the game, and now he's back on the Clips album. You know what I'm saying? So I think they're just sticking true to their core, regardless of what other artists do. Jim Jones did a rollout for at the church steps. And he's one of those older, I guess you could call him like a longevity or a legacy act. I just think the OGs of the game are sticking true to how it was when they came up. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of they always talk about like it's a lot of weirdo shit going on with these young guys in the game, and none of these guys like appreciate having to actually work their projects themselves. So I think they just want to stick true to that, regardless of what other artists are doing. I couldn't hear you.
I said, Banks, give us your take for about 45 seconds of what you feel the impact of this rollout is just for all future projects.
I think, at least for me specifically, I can't really speak to maybe the monetary what happens with how much everybody makes and sells. I think just as a fan of hip hop, rap, so on and so forth, I really miss the time of really feeling like some anticipation about somebody's project and really feeling connected to it. I know obviously we're in a place of not even having, physical CDs anymore, and that's fine with me. Honestly, it makes things a lot more convenient, but there is a part of me that misses the fact that you could both attest to going to Best Buy or wherever, FYE, buying the CD, Walmart, cracking it open,
definitely
cracking it open, and
cracking what?
Cracking the CD open.
Pause. You let that one. You let that one. Yeah, go ahead, Matt. Go ahead.
No, say what you wanted to say.
I said I was just gonna say go to Walmart to edit the CD, but I didn't. I didn't get a chance.
He let it do what, James?
He was gonna let that weird comment slide past us.
Oh, okay.
I had enough time for that to get corrected.
But yeah, opening the packaging and reading the book and really praying. I don't know if y'all like me praying that it had lyrics in the book.
Definitely.
So like that's the version of rap hip hop that I was used to, really sitting with work for a long time before we got anything else, really going through a span of having videos, come out. And again, I'm okay with the fact that we don't have CDs anymore and even the music video thing, right? I haven't watched the music video. I don't know how long. So I don't really particularly miss that, but I do like and can appreciate when somebody really puts in the effort to come out here and show us like what they've been doing for the past, hopefully for the past maybe 6 months or a year or years. You know, if it's somebody that's been gone for a while, I really appreciate that. And I hope it sets a standard. Hopefully, you know, obviously in my case, like I want to see that. I want to vibe with people's work in the way that it was supposed to be appreciated. So yeah, I hope everybody picks this up.
All right, so we'll, you know, like I said, it's a pivotal moment, but we'll see how it plays out. I'm wanting to ask your opinion on RG3, who's back in the flame of things, for his controversial tweet that he put up about what's her name, Angel Reese. So I wanted y'all to look at this tweet from him right here of him reposting a racial tweet that came out about Angel Reese. As you can see, somebody went entitled, now I won't lie to you. You said keep it 100. Sometimes racist shit is funny as fuck. Now, when I saw this title, they was on that bullshit, but it was funny bullshit. So somebody went up there, because it be just so simple racism. Like, sometimes I feel like y'all really think y'all getting under somebody's skin with some of like this bullshit. But this is creatively stupid racism to where like, I would probably laugh at your bitch ass before I sit up there and get mad. But I just wanted to sit there and keep it 100. But Robert Griffin III posted this 2K clip, cover of Angel Reese, and he said, all right, guys, this has to stop. There's no place for racism in this world, whether you like a player or not. Angel Reese should never be called or depicted as a monkey. I've been quiet on the Angel Reese front because she shared a video that aided in my wife's family and friends receiving death threats. Physical harm to my family and my friends, and threats of sexual violence to my children on social media and beyond. That'll never be okay with me. I never attacked her or her family when I stated and backed up with clear basketball evidence that Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark. It's sports. Everybody won't like each other. People in Angel's inner circle called me and told me I was right. And Angel Reese had grown to hate Caitlin Clark because of the media always asking her about Caitlin and constantly being compared to her. Some people made it about race, but I never did and never will. Instead of becoming a villain in anyone's story, I decided to just not. All that being said, Angel Reese or any black man or woman should never be called or depicted as a monkey ever. Stop it. If you hate Angel Reese because she's black, you're the problem. If you hate Angel Reese because you're a Caitlin Clark fan, don't turn it racial. Then there should never be space in the world for racism. RG3, I understand that you paid the extra money for Twitter Blue. Stop writing these fucking books between you, Ryan Clark, and all you. I'm not reading all this shit again. I read this for the sake of the podcast, but I just skimmed through it for the most part. With that being said, what did y'all feel about this? Not really the 2K cover, but RG3 engaging himself, because now he's catching a lot of backlash for this. Did y'all feel like what he said was a way to kind of insert his opinion on Angel Reese, or do you feel like he was really defending it? And do y'all feel like it's two questions. Do y'all feel like the backlash he's getting is just?
That nigga deserves every bit of backlash that he's getting. And that's the answer to the other question. Oh no, don't be racist toward Angel Reese. Even though drive my point home about Angel Reese, and I'm still doubling down on everything I've ever said about Angel Reese. But don't be racist. Shut the fuck up, RG3. Like, nigga, that shit was not authentic at all, bro. You just, and then if you really feel that way about somebody being racist toward Angel Reese, and you want to be objective and everything like that, and take your bias out of it, you wouldn't even have reposted, you wouldn't even have quoted the original tweet of, you know, her being depicted as a monkey or whatever. You would have just spoke your piece on it. Don't be racist. I'm a black man. This is a black woman. This is me defending a black woman that I don't even like, but I'm a defender. Like, you shed light on the motherfucker being racist. It was funny. It was funny. As fucked up as it is, it was funny because of how quick it happened when that 2K cover got released. But nigga, you not being genuine, and you basically just tried to give yourself like I guess you tried to earn yourself some kudos or some points back with the black community because Ryan Clark has been on your ass lately, even after he apologized for him. Man, chill out. But nigga, you're not RG3, you're not genuine. And I've met you in person. And I'll probably see you again this upcoming football season. And I can say that to your face if you get wind of this. But
are you challenging Robert Griffin III into some fisticuffs? Are you saying you'll pull up on a kid?
I'm saying exactly what I just said.
Okay. Well, as y'all can see, this minute,
I'm not going.
He's gonna beat your bitch ass, nigga.
No, nigga. I'm saying
Kendall Mitchell the first is gonna beat your bitch ass. Robert Griffin III. Go ahead.
I'm saying I met him in person. I looked him in the eye. I shook his hand. And anybody that I've done that to, I can say whatever I have to say behind.
I bet that nigga in person, that pussy ass nigga, ain't keep that energy.
You said what?
He was like, I bet that nigga first. I shook his head.
No. When I met him, it wasn't when all this like bullshit was going on. I met him like last football season, or a season before last. But what I'm saying is, I work at the Commander Stadium or whatever. So he's always there. So that's how I met him, and I'm sure he's gonna be there again this coming season, especially with how the Commanders did last season. If this video gets back to him, whatever I'm saying here, I can say directly to his face. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no I ain't got to get violent with him unless he want to go there or nothing like that. Like, I like my chances with anybody, but if it ever had to come to that, yeah, I ain't worried about it. Not no Robert Griffin III. But yeah, that shit wasn't genuine at all, bro. Like, you should have just shut the fuck up. Basically, I'm gonna say what everybody else won't say. I'm gonna say what the motherfuckers that's getting paid millions can't say. Shut the fuck up, bro. Just stay out of black people business at this point. That's all I got.
Go ahead. Banks, go ahead.
Yeah, Mitch said a mouthful there. The only thing that I can add to it is that this was such an awkward way to bring awareness to racism. I think he could have did this in a much better way that didn't involve using this picture, that didn't involve him calling her out in the middle of the dissertations that I know we know you went to Baylor, RG3. Okay. I mean, you ain't got to flex it. Who is reading all this stuff? Like, I've never once read an entire dissertation from him on social media. How did he get this many characters?
Money.
For the blue.
I'm really confused. That's my keeping it real. This was just really awkward and unnecessary. And of course, now we get some more Ryan Clark RG3 beef that we didn't ask for.
The worst part of it, Ryan Clark was just like, you had to do a whole nother Ryan, just fight the nigga. That's my only opinion on all this. Y'all summed it up. Fight the nigga, okay? I don't care about you saying something to RG3. Ryan Clark, we do not need you to speak for black people. That's what got your ass in trouble the last time, okay? Now you gonna hear apologizing. We get it. Shut the fuck up, Ryan. Shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear none of this shit. All right. So, like I said, that is exactly how I feel. I don't want to hear none of that shit. So that's my take. You already summed up what y'all felt on. I'm not gonna, add on to it. So we can end that right there. I want to ask y'all, I got a scenario. And this is people, significant other people with people. There's been a growing rise in technology, and artificial intelligence is on the way of shaping a lot of stuff that we do. Is going about. A lot of people use ChatGPT. Even if you go to Google has interfaced artificial intelligence into a lot of their models. You can see artificially intelligent people almost getting made. And so with that being said, I had a scenario for y'all. Kendall, I'll go with you first because you always seem to get the the most into it with the most unrealistic passion. With scenarios where I can ask you, did you want something to drink? Yo, you know, when I was growing up, it'd be days when I wanted something to drink. But we had to hustle and grind for that shit. So I wanted to ask y'all, let's just say that your significant other, girlfriend, whoever, is terminally ill, and they create a artificial intelligent person with all her memories. Did both of y'all see the new Avatar?
No.
Okay, so on Avatar, how they brought back the guy back was they basically made an avatar. They would upload their DNA, of course, because it's his DNA, and then they would upload like video recordings of his day-to-day life. He could see all of his memories up until like the day that he died. So that's basically, and so he died like 3 years before his avatar was complete. So up until that 3 years, that's all he knows, right? So from that point on, even though you put your consciousness or the consciousness up into a certain point of that person, it's still not that person. So let's just say, Kendall, you with your old lady and she's terminally ill, and they make an AI of you have the choice to, or she dies, and you have the choice to make her an AI person. Everything is just like, you know, Brenda, and everything's just like, you know, Yanya Sanya Banks. Would y'all take that opportunity to still be with your loved one and be with AI, or would you just let them go?
I'm gonna let them go. I can't. I wouldn't be able to bring myself to do nothing like that.
Is this like Ironheart or whatever?
Ironheart was nothing like this. She made a deal with the devil. So that is real consequences. Not the same. Clearly, you wasn't paying attention to the show.
I really wasn't, but
yeah,
I thought she messed around and made
she made artificial intelligence of her dead friend, but it was like Jarvis from Iron Man. That's all it was.
Right.
Yeah, it was all of her.
It was a hologram
with
right.
Everything that she.
This one would be a full, like in a person, like when they be building little robots or artificial intelligence like that. Like you'll have a face on it, that's everything. Okay. So like okay, so y'all seen Ironheart. Let's just say they put that girl into a real body like they did at the end of the thing, but except her coming back from the dead from Mephisto, she's as an artificial intelligent robot. Like, so, but you know, it's everything in there. Would y'all be able to do it?
Yeah, no, I ain't gonna do it. I'll hang on to every memory I got, you know what I'm saying, of my significant other. I can't do it. That quick and easy, I just wouldn't be able to do it. I'm too emotional.
You real of a G, my nigga.
Yeah, I just wouldn't be able to do it. I'd rather just
if this one came with enough money to pay their half of the rent, now does that change the scenario?
Nigga, no. You can't replace people, bro. Nah. I ain't doing it.
I like that. That's where I land too. That's my answer. You can't replace people.
Okay, cool. So here goes scenario part 2, because y'all boring as fuck. So scenario part 2 is
hey, wait. Why do I feel like you about to bring like that movie Subservience into this with Megan Fox?
No, not that. It's so now let's just say you got the AI and y'all decided to take the AI version. Now your wife that made it through the critical scenario where she was dying, and this whole time you went with AI. She ain't died yet, but you went with the AI because it looked just like her, and you fall in love with the AI, but you find out your wife or significant other, girlfriend, didn't die. So now what do y'all choose?
Nigga, that's subservience. I'm going with my woman. That's it.
Kendall, you such a lying piece of shit. You don't fucking know. Nigga. Have you ever had an AI robot that mimic that? How the fuck you gonna sit there? You know what? Go ahead, Banks. Nigga, just be always keeping it.
Nigga, because if my woman make it
all right, so you hit
if you want to, I'm fucking my woman.
So what? That's the thing, though. You get to hit the robot. So now, what if that artificial AIP is better than the real TING?
I'm not. I ain't doing that shit, bro.
Thanks. Go ahead.
Never.
Let me guess. The answer the same.
You can't replace the real thing.
Nigga, you don't know that.
You.
You don't know that.
Nigga, hey.
Are you saying that you don't know that?
Ask you.
Right.
What
I'm saying I was honest about the question. Okay. If
So what's your
I
answer?
get,
Now give us
I
an
don't know.
honest
But
answer.
I'm gonna say this. I put like this. I don't know, but if I get into a scenario to where it's artificially intelligent and it's just like the person, they've like removed all aspects of the, like we see in the movies, they lose all aspects of it. I can't tell you what I'm gonna do. If I don't want you to go, I'm not going. If I can get it to where you don't pass along and I can be selfish, I might take the AI version. Now, also, if I get somebody that's just like you, but they happen to take out that nagging ass thing about you, I'm not gonna sit there and say that I'm not gonna pick it. You know, if you come back and you still tripping about the fucking dishes or leaving the light on to put my seatbelt on, and AIB stays there and don't say a damn thing, I might go with AI. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, that's artificially intelligent ass. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna get crass up there, but all I'm saying is
gonna learn you.
It ain't gonna learn me, okay? And if it start doing some shit like you could pull it out anywhere and I'll kiss it versus it's not your birthday, we might have to put you back under the table. That's all I'm saying. So before you niggas to sit there and just say what you will and won't do, man, I'm just saying, give it a chance. You know what I'm saying? If they can, if I put like this, if you can have your girl with all her problems, but you have AI and you could take all them problems out, you would still pick your girl. The most annoying thing, the part would say, bitch, I'll kill you. And it take out the bitch that you would kill, you would still take AI?
I get what you're saying.
I'm asking. That's my question. If you had the opportunity and it's all the same memories, all shut the fuck up, Banks. Unrealistic. All I'm saying is, if it had that opportunity, you don't know if this is unrealistic. Okay, we don't know. All I'm saying is, if you had that opportunity, would you take AI?
Hey man, listen. I'm gonna just tell you this right here. I'm sure somewhere in this world you could find you a website where they got like animatronic dolls. You know what I'm saying? And you just go ahead and get you one, man. I'm sure they cost. I'm sure they in your price range.
Wasn't they all the rage like a couple years ago? Everybody was talking about how
all the rage is crazy.
Yeah, nigga, I'm about to say that ain't nothing I was out there looking up, nigga. I don't know, you on your own on that one.
But no, bro, if I got a woman that got too many problems or giving me too much hell, bro, I'm just gonna leave her and go get the next one. I'm not about to take no fake one. Like,
y'all niggas is boring.
I ain't fucking nobody robot, bro.
This is really disrespectful to the trans. How dare y'all use this non-inclusive language of real and robotic AI? Come on, J-Bob.
All I'm saying is, and I'm not about to fall into that trap. All I'm saying is, if you are offended as the T and all the letters by some I, you got a couple problems already that you need to deal with. Okay, not everybody in the world is against you, but if you could budget break that pussy, all I'm saying is, you know what I'm saying, and just go through it. I'm just saying all options ain't off the table.
This nigga wants some jailbroken ass.
I'm saying
this nigga wants some pussy you can jailbreak.
They say y'all niggas keep fucking with these normal women. That's more artificial intelligent pussy for me. But
what's the Apple event every year?
Oh, I don't know. Apple Fest. I don't know. What was I about to say?
WWDC. You funny as hell, bro. This nigga go WWDC some coochie.
So we were talking about, anyways. So we were talking about some things that are kind of getting pushed to the side. And I wanted to ask y'all, some memories that we had growing up. What are some family memories that y'all had all the time?
Go ahead, Banks.
What are some family memories that I had all the time? Just us gathered together during the holidays, just kicking it. My family was super intimate. We didn't do a lot of games. We're kind of really close knit, so we don't play a lot of games like a lot of other large families. Like James, I think he tells me like he has a kickball thing that they would get out and do. Like I've never participated in that. I think I've only maybe been to maybe one family reunion.
We did at one time, but
okay. I mean that beats zero. The times I've done it. But so yeah, in a nutshell, my things that I remember is really just more intimate settings. We was chilling, had cousins over, kicking it outside, playing ball, basketball, street football, all-time QB type deal. Yeah,
you said that like you was the all-time quarterback. You probably
no, I was never no.
Nowhere near.
Riding around on the bike, throwing the soda can in the back, so it sounded like a motorcycle.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to ask, like, what do you feel like is the reason? I noticed that we used to walk down the streets as kids, go to the neighborhood store. We used to stay at each other's houses, and another thing that Banks already touched on, we used to have family reunions, but it's kind of like a lost art. So I wanted to ask, like, what do y'all feel like is a reason for this new generation not tapping in and having such a disconnect with older traditions? If you see stuff, you notice you don't see. I'm not gonna say women cooking, but a lot of women aren't good cooks at a certain age. And it's turned more into a male thing to where you could cook. You don't see as many gatherings for certain holidays. People want to have Friendsgiving or Friendsmas and shit like that. But we've lost the tradition of like family unity and units and what is it? Having our heritage together. So I wanted to ask both of y'all, what do you feel is a disconnect? And how do you feel we get back on course, or to add it to the end of that, if we're able to? Like, is it a dying breed now? Like this cassette player.
I think it's a number of reasons that it's become a lost art, man. The main thing I grew up going to a family reunion every year. Whatever city like part of my family was in would host it every single year. Like this past one, I didn't make it home to, but it was in my hometown, and that's kind of where it started. But families all over the country would choose to host it. They have a meeting about it at the current family reunion about where it's going to be next year. But the main thing that's been making it a lost art, the biggest thing for me would probably be the economy. Just with like the cost of living, different places, and then just the price of travel. It's expensive. It's expensive to just live as an individual human being, but then you got kids and everything. The running joke is like it costs $200 just to go outside or something like that. And then not a lot of people, or I guess I could say the new norm nowadays is a broken family. So not a lot of people grow up with those values. Not a lot of people grew up like us, living across the street from our cousins, or running up and down the street till the street lights came on. They don't really value family. Everybody's out for self nowadays. Even my family's reunion, and it's my dad's side that runs the reunions every year, but used to be every year. Now it's biannually, so now it's every other year. And my mom's side didn't really have reunions like that. Now they're becoming more close knit and starting to try to create more traditions, just because a lot of the older folks are, passing along and everything like that. But yeah, I think it's just the main thing for me is the economy, and then just people have their own lives, and some people even have their own selfish reasons as to just why they just don't connect or choose not to connect. That's it for me.
My bad. That was hilarious looking at your face, though. James will cut it up. James will cut it up. What was your follow-up? What was your question?
Go ahead.
Or did you just transition it over to me?
Oh, yeah, I did.
Yeah, I think the honest piece about what's going on with our families, to be blunt, is a lot of us got older and decided that we weren't going to take none of this crap from our elders. And we didn't have to sit up and be a part of these toxic relationships and, listen to BS people talk about our mamas and daddies and uncles and all this old stuff. And even though we had our own separate relationships with them, I think a lot of people just got tired of that. And so it was like, you know what? I'm not going back home, for the holidays, or I'm not hosting. And that's another conversation about hosting. I feel like we all probably have hosted in some degree, and that is the dumbest idea ever to host anything ever, because it's just so draining. It takes so much out of you with so much to do. Everybody ungrateful. I just would rather go to somebody else's thing and be ungrateful there. But my main point is like, yeah, man, a lot of people are getting away from the stuff that's just not serving them. I think that's one of the more positive things that's happening with us as we've gotten older. We just are able to say, you know what, that's just not for me anymore. That's just not serving me. We're not making any sort of positive strides when I come around mama or grandma or auntie, uncle, whomever. We just don't go we're not progressing. We're not talking about anything productive. It's always somebody fighting or somebody drunk, bringing up old trauma bonds. I just think a lot of people are sick of that, man. I think my wife had a friend who was going out of town for her family reunion. They hadn't had one in a long time either. And I think what did she share? I think she's going just kind of see how it's going to be, what's going to happen. Not that, and she might have, I would assume she also obviously wants to go because she has young children and, they want to be able to meet everybody. But the fact that it's like, I'm going to go just to see what's going on rather than like, oh my God, my kids are going to get to see nanny and uncle and so on and so forth. It's more like, who's going to cut up? Because you just know, Mitch, James, it's bound to happen. Somebody, especially if you Black and live in the South, somebody about to get arguing about some land that somebody left them or didn't leave them. Old things about to come up about somebody who disrespected somebody 18 years ago and they can't let it go. Somebody illegitimate and don't know it. It's just a lot of foolery that go on. And I think that overshadows all the fun we could have. I would love to be a part of a family reunion. And Mitch, you probably went to wear the shirts and play the games and eat the good food, like all the positive things. I would love to take part in that stuff. Yeah, but it just comes with too much foolery too. And maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's just the give and take of growing up and experiencing life. It's just you got to take that part with it. And I'm okay with that. But if we're talking about what happened, if we're answering the question about what happened to the family reunion, my honest opinion is that people are just not really trying to fool with anybody anymore. They don't have to.
No, I agree with you wholeheartedly, bro. Like I said, I had some stuff going on, but before all of that was going on, I made the last minute decision not to go to this family reunion because of shit like that. It was in my home.
I think we lean too far into like the building of or getting rid of trauma or things that we had to do as kids. And I feel like we were passed down traditions. Mm-hmm. And at some point you still have family. Even if you don't have a family reunion with your immediate family, you could have a family reunion with your people. We don't do any real traditions as you used to see. I know if y'all went down y'all list, y'all don't do half the stuff that you used to ask was weird or do anything for. Even if you're like a church family, niggas don't even really go to church anymore because you can go to church virtually. So I guess I will ask y'all, what do you feel like we kind of took over of highlighting all of the negative things that happened to us as kids and left out all the good stuff when we did our generation of the next one, of making it next generation? And do you feel like we're at fault for how kids act now? Because since we've removed that they are YNs. They disrespectful. They feel like they need respect. So, like, do you feel like we're the cause of that?
1000%. I mean, as when I was teaching, I saw that full blast. Kids cutting up, being entitled, so on and so forth. And it ain't nobody but your parents' fault. I mean, you gonna act however you gonna act in its purest form as a child. It's up to your family or your family, your parents, to really sort of attempt to guide you and mold you and have you experience certain things. And to my point, against my point a little bit, you know, we were mad at, and not for me specifically, but let's say we're mad at Big Mama and them for how they used to talk to us and whoop us, and you know, and they always got something to say when we come around, so we don't bring the kids around. But we really needed to be sat down somewhere. You get what I'm saying? Like, we really needed that sort of discipline and structure to a degree. But since they didn't know how to do it, you know, in a way that was not so heavy-handed, we running from it. And since we running from all of that stuff, that's what's causing, like you saying, the YNs, so on and so forth, where we really need to just hold our own nuts and face what the issues are. And then this leads to James's crux of the people who talk about mental health all the time. You know, like we've turned these children into mental health babies. And it's because we went through our own situation and we just now starting to get some sort of healing or, you know, professional help. And now we are first generation people who got professional help. I want that to sink in, right? You don't know what you're doing with that help. You don't know what you're doing. So you're going to try your best and you think you're passing on something wholesome and of quality to your children. And for sure, that's good intentions. But ultimately, Big Mama telling you to sit down somewhere, it's making you take a nap. There wasn't nothing problematic about that. You need to sit down. So, you know, and as we all have children on here, they need to sit down sometimes. They need to go and be in the corner. They need to feel a switch or a tap, whatever it is, if it's appropriate. I feel like we did this because we was running from stuff and we try to mask it with never returning and dealing with it.
Yeah. Like I said, I think y'all said it perfectly.
I was about to say, and against that, like, not everybody would run from it either. Like, some people would just realize, like, it took one of my older relatives to let me know, like, hey, you grown, you could talk to this person about, you know, the shit that affected you. That's all I was gonna say about it.
Yeah, I think what I feel about it is I feel like people saw Friday and cut it off or skips to the fight and cuts it off when Craig picks up the gun and forget what Craig Daddy said. Sometimes you gotta take your ass whooping and you know, just to get it to what Banks said, I feel like all we do is run. We don't go take ass whoopings and then face what happens. You could lose a fight and it's not the end of the world. I think we are a generation of just runners. And nobody wants to deal with consequences. They just want to say what's on their mind. So I feel like if it was an issue with you and your family, fight it out. You ain't, you know, take an ass whooping like Craig's daddy said and get your ass the fuck back up. And I think we are slowly dying of the get the fuck back up kids. We got a bunch of shooting runners. So that's why I'll end it here. I just want y'all to take 30 seconds. Drake says London lyricists are better than American lyricists. You feel like there's any truth to that? Just, you know, you ain't got no longer than a minute. Just, you feel like any truth to that? Or is that boy still saying fuck America because of the battle?
I don't need a minute. The nigga's on drugs. that nigga's smoking good dope or bad dope.
What we're going to do is we're going to watch how we talk about Aubrey Graham on this show. I said, did you agree with the take or not? What we're not going to do is we're not going to start saying blasphemous by Aubrey Drake Graham. All right? Aubrey, Drake, Drizzy, Champagne, Ice Boy. Don't let this nigga decide for the show like Bow Wow did with
that nigga smoking dope.
Oh boy. Said the neighbors think he's selling rock. But like I said, don't let this be a Bow Wow situation where you don't hear none of the praise. You just hear this bullshit. But okay, Kendall, we have you feel like he is intoxicated or inebriated with some type of foreign substance that we don't know if it was given to him or slipped in his drink. Banks, what you feel?
I think this was just the wildest thing for him to say. I don't know if this is, in response to everybody, quote unquote, being against him. I thought we were a little more solid than this, Drake, but I guess, you know, he got to do his BS too, right? He's in London. He do that extra playing to the crowd, but don't play to the crowd with lies and propaganda. Like, that's just not true in any version of a timeline in life at any year in history of rap. Has anybody from the UK been the best rapper in the world compared to the people that were that groomed and Drake and that he grew up listening to and emulating? You know, we all know the Pusha T special he did on MTV2 or whatever when he talked about buying that $20 mic and wanting to be the Clips so bad and wanting to rap like Pusha T. So like that's to Pusha T is a Black American rapper.
That we know. We know he's black as fuck. We know he doesn't wash his braids. We don't know where he's from because that type of crunch.
That's true.
Kendall is dark skinned. Kendall is dark skinned, but he doesn't have that glossy black glaze on him like Crunchy T. That okay. So I don't want to sit there and give him. I don't want to sit there and call him.
Hit the button.
Pause.
I will say this. I don't know too many London rappers. I do know one, and she's one of my favorite rappers. Little Sims is fire. But for Drake to say that nobody can out rap London rappers,
come to the bump, Tom. That
nigga tripping. And you know he tripping.
I just know that when every time he in tour, he gives unrealistic praise to wherever he's at.
Tripping,
I think that you know, with that being said, I don't think that nigga remembered that he was recording. So he forgot that was going to happen. But also, you know what? Fuck America. You know what I'm saying? Not me. You know, I'm not saying that shit. I live here. But you know, maybe that's what he felt like after y'all niggas did him. They not like us. Well, y'all not like, yeah, they not like y'all. So yeah, that's what the fuck he said. So, you know, I'm keeping it 8 more than 92.
He was just doing too much. What's that show he produced and created over there?
Euphoria. Yeah.
No, the other one.
Oh,
that's
Top
over
Boy.
There. Top Boy. That's what he feeling himself after Top Boy, man.
Yeah. So,
You motherfucker.
yeah. We have a comment. I want everybody to find this video. We have a topic from Bow Wow. And all we done praised Bow Wow multiple times. And Bow Wow only seemed to pay attention to this bullshit comment that Josh said. So if anybody want to know why Josh ain't on the show, that Bow Wow comment. That Bow Wow comment. And we ain't been able to get Bow Wow on the show since. So with that being said, I'm not gonna let this nigga mess up my chance to go to OVO Fest. Give me an OVO jersey. You know what I'm saying? I got the OVO owl right up there. You know what I'm saying?
I'm a Drake fan. The nigga just tripping.
You lucky I ain't got time. You lucky I ain't got time to look up the go find it. All I'm saying is, Drake, this is a safe space. This has been another episode of 8 More 92 podcast where, you know, some of the best rappers may be over there, but some of the best podcasters are right here. Like this podcast, we done kept it 8 More 92, kept it real bullshit, but you know, also we done kept it real. We appreciate y'all rocking with us. Make sure y'all check out our YouTube page, our Instagram, our TikTok. If we ever get paid by Snapchat, we will start doing that. Make sure y'all check out our audio page as well and get a daily dose of Kendall, me, Mitch, Tonio, all of us keeping it 8 More 92 means we're gonna keep it 100 for y'all all the time. Kendall, you got any closing remarks?
No, man. I'm back. You know what I'm saying? Same time every week now. So
we screen free Mitch until Mitch, so we screened it backwards.
No, that's it, bro.
Bang.
Nope. All right, this has been another episode of 8 More 92 podcast. We always keep on it. Peace. Yo. Welcome back to another episode of the 8 More 92 podcast. We always keep it 100. You heard none of them sound effects, did you?
Hey. Told y'all niggas I was gonna keep the street.
Oh, then how you coming, Glock?
Pause.
Okay.
It's the 8 More 92 podcast. You know how we do. We always keep it 100. Who?
Yeah.